I'm going to show you how to make really easy but still super healthy vegan nachos. Now, vegan nachos are probably one of my favorite meals that I love to eat. And what's cool about this recipe is you can make it in a matter of 15 minutes. You can make it as big as you want. You can make it for one person. If you choose to make this more of a salad, you just add more greens, less chips. You can do it that way. I'm gonna share with you some ingredients that I like to put in my nachos, but of course, feel free to mix it up to what sounds good to you. I love using fresh, organic, raw corn because there's a sweetness to it, and this is a perfect time because that's exactly what's in season in the summer. If you don't have that, you can go ahead and just steam some organic corn kernels, and you can really make it to your liking. Now, I know I've shown you this queso dip before, and I use it for lots of different things. So if you have leftovers, you can use it to dip potatoes. You can put it on top of some enchiladas or a salad later in the week, so nothing will go to waste. I'm just using some cut up fresh tomatoes and different kinds of vegetables, but if you'd like to pair it with a homemade salsa, I have a salsa in both of my cookbooks. Go to veganmichele.com. You can get the free cookbook and use my mango salsa, or you can buy my cookbook, Be Vegan, Skip the Diet, Just Eat Healthy, and I've got a really good salsa in there too. Both of those would pair absolutely amazing with this. Or if you don't have time, just go to the store, buy yourself some fresh salsa, and you'll be all set. If you're new to my channel, just give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it because it really helps out my channel, and make sure you subscribe so you know when I have new videos coming out. So without further ado, let's get into this super easy, healthy vegan nacho recipe. I'm taking one package of organic corn tortillas. You can use less than a package or more than a package depending on how many people you have. And then I'm just cutting them into chip-like shape. Preheat the oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit, and then I just line a baking sheet with parchment paper and then just put the chips all over the baking sheet, doing your best to make sure nothing overlaps. Then I'm taking the juice of like a half or one full lime, and I'm moistening all of the chips, and then I'm sprinkling some pink Himalayan salt on there. And I bake it for about 10 to 15 minutes, but you really need to keep your eye on it. Now I'm making the queso dip. I'm using cashews, nutritional yeast, I'm using pink Himalayan salt, garlic salt, cumin, and smoked paprika. The smoked paprika really does the trick with this. And then I'm using about a cup of water to start, and I'm putting it in my Vitamix and just blending on high for 1 to 2 minutes until it's nice and smooth and creamy, and it heats up to a steamy, nice consistency. And you may want to make your queso dip a little bit thinner, and you would just add a little bit of water at a time, like a tablespoon at a time. Now I'm cutting up my veggies. I love fresh, organic, raw corn off the cob. I feel like it's so nice and sweet, so in season, and it really gives a nice taste to these nachos. So if you have that available, I would highly recommend it. I'm using things like jalapeno, but if you don't want it on the spicy side, don't use jalapeno. And then I'm just cutting up some fresh tomato as well. Like I said, I have a couple of salsa recipes. Just head over to my website and they're over there, and they're really, really good. They do not disappoint. But just for the sake of time, cutting up some tomatoes, cutting up avocado here to make a really easy guacamole a little bit later on, and I'll show you how I do that. The first thing I'm gonna do with the avocado though is just cut it into little squares just to help me be able to mash it better later. Totally optional or skippable. If you have a really ripe avocado, you can just mash it with a fork. Now I'm taking a clove of garlic in a small bowl, and I'm gonna make this guacamole. For the one avocado, I'm squeezing about half of a lime. In there, I'm adding just some sea salt and some cilantro. All of this is just to taste, and then I'm just adding my avocado, and I'm gonna mash it up and make a really easy, simple guacamole.
I'm still afraid of progress. Do I get to try one more time? I like to show myself that I'm just fine. Left me floating alone.
I made this guacamole with just one avocado, but of course if you need to double it or you want to triple it, go for it. It's just a matter of taste. Mash it up really well, and then of course give it a taste as you go, see what you need. That's my hand saying, is this good? And of course it was. Then I'm using a can of black beans, organic black beans, but you could use things like pinto beans or refried beans, or you could do a kidney bean, whatever sounds good to you. I'm sprinkling a little bit of sea salt in there as well as cumin, just to doctor them up a bit. Sometimes I find canned beans to be really bland. Of course, if you want to make your own beans in a slow cooker, that would work too, or if you have any leftover, go wild.
Like this, much better. Stopped fighting.
Now I'm continuing to just chop up my veggies, so I'm using cilantro because I think that's very important to any kind of Mexican dish. And now I'm just assembling. So like I said, if you want to make this more of a salad, you're going to pile on more greens. My chips are ready. In my oven, I bake them for 13 minutes, but anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes may work for your oven. Do keep an eye on them. And then I'm just layering everything as I go. And now you just have to layer it to your liking. I'm adding more greens in there because I really want this to kind of be like a combo nacho slash salad. And I don't know about you, but if you have any picky eaters and they want to eat chips, Eli, my son, really enjoys these baked healthy chips, so I don't feel guilty giving them to him at all. So maybe something you want to try if you've got a little one who's a little bit picky, but you still want to give them a healthier option for chips. And then I'm adding my really easy guacamole on top, topping it with things like green onions, red cabbage. Those are always staples in my house, but find what you prefer. Maybe some red bell peppers would work well with this. Of course, jalapeno, we gotta make it spicy. And if you choose to make one of the salsas that I recommend, then of course those are gonna have some spice to them, but you could also do things like a hot sauce on top. And then I'm ending with some lime at the end. And this is what the finished product looks like. And I went ahead and shared this with both my husband and my sister, and we all thought it was really good. All right, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed my recipe for easy, healthy vegan nachos. I love this recipe. It's definitely something that I throw together when I kind of am craving something junk foody, but I still want to keep it healthy. So let me know what you think in the comments down below if you try this out, or what kind of things you add when you make this recipe. And I love when you guys share your creations with me and let me know that you've tried something and that you enjoy it. So either comment or head over to my Instagram and tag me in your photos so I can see your creations too. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe so that you know when I have new videos coming out. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're interested in more free recipes, just head over to my website at veganmichele.com. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!